Morecambe at home. Scott, how difficult is it at the moment, bearing in mind you're not being outplayed in games, you're not having masses to do, but there's still just sort of one or two mistakes in front of you which is making life difficult?
Yeah, I mean, right now, to be honest, I hate football. Saturday night, you get home and you hate football. You think, what's it all about? But whereas the week before, you're at Dagenham, you won, everyone's buzzing. Football's the best game in the world. But when you winning games, it's the best game in the world, and it's what you wake up with a smile on your face every day going to work. But when you're losing games, you really do hate football, and it does take it out of you. I mean, it just emotionally and things like that, it takes it out of you. And people say that obviously if you're not like that, then you don't care as much as what you should, because it really does take a lot out of you emotionally and things like that. So the sooner we can get back to winning games, the better.
Great to hear that you do care to that extent, and I'm sure the fans will be delighted to hear that. But how important is it, I suppose you're experienced enough now, to be able to know how to keep yourself on as even a keel as possible and make sure your preparation's right for the next game?
Yeah, definitely very important. I mean, like I say, when we win games, we shouldn't go shouting out that we fixed it and we found the right balance and things like that. We should just take it one game at a time. And with the position that we're in at the moment, we're winning one game and then losing the next, and we do really need to put a run together, and then we can say we found the right thing, we've found the right balance and things like that. But until we put a run together of games, then we can't really say that.
And the position you play, I suppose that's very much a sort of keep your feet on the ground type of position, isn't it? You know you're only one mistake away from a blunder, so that sort of, I suppose, impacts on your view of the whole team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like someone asked me last week, so are you alright? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I mean, as a goalkeeper, we've let in some goals this season, but I've also made quite a few saves, and that's the thing. I think as a goalkeeper, if you're letting in goals and you're not making any saves, then you are disappointed. But me and Bucky were saying, as a goalie, you've got to love making saves, and you love keeping clean sheets, and I love to make saves. But like I say, we are letting in too many goals at the moment, and we need to stop that.
What do you think that is? Obviously, there's been individual mistakes, the defence is in front of you, but has the quality of the finishing got any better? Because you haven't been making the mistakes, have you?
It is difficult. I mean, the amount of goals that we've let in from throw-ins, and the first goal Saturday comes from a throw-in, and as a manager, you can't legislate for that, because you do the organisation, you work, and we work. Even on Friday, we were talking about throw-ins because they were getting it feet and back too many times. Friday we worked on it, and the lad gets it free on Saturday and things like that, and then the week before from the goalkeeper's kick. It's just like a lot of goals at this level do come from individual errors, and generally the team that makes the fewest of them across the pitch wins the game.
Looking at Morecambe, how much does it take, sort of how deep do you have to dig to put it right so soon afterwards?
It's another game of football, and it's another game of football that we think we can go and get 3 points from there. They're a good team. They've got a lad who's scored 5 or 6 free kicks, I think, this season, so that's something we'll have to be aware of. And they've got Ellison, who's a very good player at this level and always causes us problems. So we know we're in for a tough game, but we believe that we have got the quality in the squad, and in the team that goes out, whatever 11 goes out tomorrow night, we'll be looking to get 3 points.
And because the division is so tight, is there sort of more belief when you're going into against one of the top teams that actually they're not that far ahead of you?
Oh, definitely. I mean, Russ was saying if we'd have won Saturday, after 80 minutes we were only 7 points off top, which is ridiculous. But then, like I say, people say things that we've found this, we've found that, but until we get a run together, you can't say that, because we're winning games and then we're losing the next one, or we're putting in a good performance for 70, 80 minutes and things like that. So we just need to get that consistency and get a run together.
Yeah, I suppose you just got to remind yourself that every game still starts at 0-0, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I take it as 15 minutes in the first half, 15 minutes staying in the game, 15 minutes, then 15 minutes before half time. They're 3 crucial periods of the game, and that's what we did Saturday. We took it 15 minutes, and we were well in the game at half time, and then we just couldn't hold on the second half.
Let's hope you're loving football again tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, I watched football yesterday, and I did love it again yesterday, but then you think about yesterday again, about Saturday, and you hate it again. So like I say, I generally do love football, and everybody who plays professional football loves football, but it does sometimes you do hate it, and I'm sure as a fan or whatever, everyone's the same.
Cheers.
No problem.
Yeah, Scott, as defeats go, that must have been one of the most sickening ones, because for 81 minutes you look like you've done the job.
Yeah,
you
definitely. I mean, I think although they had a lot of possession, the two full-backs were brilliant and put a lot of crosses in. With the two centre-halves defended them brilliantly, but like I say, I think that was of all my time here, that was the most difficult defeat to take with the way it came about in the last minute.
I know you're always analysing your own performance, and having watched them again, do you think it was close to the goal, but do you think once you got something on it, you should have kept the first one out?
I was more disappointed that I maybe could have come for it, sort of thing, because he headed it from just outside the back post from 6 yards out, and maybe I could have come for it because it was that close, and when it just hits your hand and goes in, I didn't have any time to react for it. And the second one, I've looked at it, I thought even if I was a yard further back, I still don't save it. And you get there and you say, go on, beat me. But yeah, it's difficult. So
you have to give him a bit of credit for the finish, but it's the way that the ball got to him that you must have been angry about.
Yeah, like I'd say that every goal at this level comes from individual mistakes. There's very few Arsenal goals like they scored at the weekend. I mean, a lot of goals, like I say, can be preventable, and yeah, it's difficult. But I'm sure, like Sidhu held his hand up for the 2 goals in the dressing room after the game, and I'm sure if he plays tomorrow night, he'll be looking to bounce back. Yeah,
big question everyone's asking, which isn't an easy one to answer, but you kept the most clean sheets in the division last year, and there were a couple of times where you let in 4, but this season you're averaging 2 a game, and you are probably wondering you haven't made any howlers this season.
I mean, like I say, I do look back on every goal, and you do drive home after the game and you scratch your head what's quite gone wrong. And it's difficult to put your finger on it, and I'm sure if we knew the answer, then we'd all be managing Man United or whatever. But it is difficult to put your finger on it. I really don't know, to be honest. Sorry.
But against Dagenham, you had to withstand a bit of late pressure, and you did.
Yeah.
On Saturday, you had the little bit of late pressure, and they scored twice. But the performance wasn't awful, was it?
No, I mean, like I said, there wasn't really anything in the game. I think there were 3 shots on target in the game, and they all went in. 1 for us and 2 for them. There was nothing in the game. I mean, they probably. I've read their manager's comments, and he thought they deserved it. And possession-wise, they were very good, and I thought their 2 full-backs were possibly the difference in the game, because I thought Rosie was. I mean, when he came here, he wasn't great, was he? But he was brilliant on Saturday, I thought, and they're a good team and well organised. But we just showed we matched them for 70 odd minutes until they came into it last 20.
Yeah, you've been involved in promotion pushes and relegation battles in League One, and you've also been playing when in the early days. Marty Yates struggled in League Two a little bit while he turned it around. But what do you think's the key now to just turning this around?
We all need to stick together. We all need to keep working hard, and can't look too far ahead of ourselves. And like as difficult it is, we all very down on Saturday after the game. But it's a great opportunity for us to bounce back tomorrow, and against a Morecambe team who are doing very well in the league. And it's just about consistency, and we need to get back to that consistency again, and taking each game as it comes, and not looking for it too far ahead or too far behind. Yeah,
there's a group of you that travel in together, so you obviously chat about things. And is the morale all right in the camp? Did it take a bit of a hammering on Saturday?
Obviously, yeah. Everyone was, like I say, just the manner of the defeat and things like that. And it is difficult to take, but all the lads are together, everyone's right behind each other, and look, it's great that we've got another game to get bounce back.
Yeah, it's not so much there's obviously quality players here, isn't there? I think the frustrating thing is everyone can see that they're not doing what they should be doing. They're underachieving basically, because it's not like people look like they can't cope with the level of football.
No, I mean, like I say, we've got a good. You look down there, you look around. There's people that have won promotions and things like that. But at the moment, there are too many individual mistakes, and we're being punished for them. Like I say, how can you legislate for the second goal on Saturday? You just can't. You can't. I bet the gaffer's pulling his hair out, because 1-1's not a brilliant result, but it's not a bad result against the top team, and then that happens in the last minute. And like I say, I think Sidhu was more gutted than anyone, obviously, for the part he played in the 2 goals. But it is difficult, and I'm sure if he's a strong enough character to bounce back.
And he actually played a lot better on Saturday, and before the mistakes on Dagenham, he was actually quite good, wasn't he? Coming back somewhere near his best.
Dagenham, him and Craig were brilliant against Dagenham, and I thought he was very good. But it's a 90-minute game of football, and and not an 80-minute game, and we need to do that for 95, 96 minutes.
Yeah. Cheers, Brownie.
No problem.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.